everyone, and welcome back to another video on Warhammer 3. This one isn't too happy, but let's be honest, were we all not really expecting this? So, Total War Warhammer 3 has in fact been delayed until early 2022, quote unquote. The full message says on the social media, Total War Warhammer 3 will now release in early 2022. We know this is disappointing, but the extra time means we can accomplish more than we could if we rushed to release this year. We won't be staying quiet, however. Join us tomorrow for the global release of Cathay. And then the actual delay image says, release window update. With nearly a decade of development of the Total War Warhammer trilogy behind us, it feels surreal to see its culminating chapter so close to release. While it's tempting to rush to the finish line as it comes into view, we've made the decision to give it a little more time by moving the launch of Total War Warhammer 3 from 2021 to early 2022. The wait won't be much longer, and we'll have plenty of new information for you in the meantime, and the new date will make for a stronger release and the best first step into a new era of Total War Warhammer. We don't consider this release the end of our trilogy, but the start of years of content and support as we continue to bring the jaw-dropping scale of Games Workshop's fantasy universe to Total War. Thank you for your patience and support. Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of expecting it at this point. When I heard that news was going to be in September, I hadn't really said anything on videos, but on streams and stuff, I have mentioned it before that, we're in September now, we're halfway through September. There's not much time left of the year if you want to release a game. Like, generally, if you don't do it before, kind of October time, then you've missed your window. So I was expecting this, but nonetheless, it does sting. It's definitely the most anticipated game in the history of this channel. It's one of the most anticipated games, well, strategy games certainly this year. I would be willing to put money on that. And it is going to have to wait a little bit longer, which is very upsetting. And I'm sure if you have pre-ordered, then you are feeling very hurt and lied to right now. But it's very important to remember that this decision was not made lightly. This is one of those decisions that has been made by higher-ups. They made the decision to say, let's release it in 2021, or let's say we're going to release it in 2021. And they made the decision to push it back to 2022. And all of the staff at CA there, they just want to put out the best game they can. And I think this decision has probably come off the heels of the Cyberpunk fiasco last year. If you're not aware, which have you been living under a rock? If you're not aware, Cyberpunk said it was going to come out last year and there was tons of delays, and then it finally came out in December and it was a horrible, horrible buggy mess. So I think CA are really trying to avoid doing that and put out a game that is actually complete rather than something that is a total mess. On a personal note about this, I work full-time. I don't know if you're all aware of that, but I do. And I've saved holidays this year for this game coming out. So I'm going to have to find something else to actually use them with because I would have liked to have grinded content this year and, push the channel forward. I've always said that Total War Warhammer 3, I hope it's going to be, one of the big pushes for the channel. We're going to get a lot of nice growth and it'll do really well. So I'm just going to have to wait for next year, find something to do with my holidays this year. Maybe take some actual days off, which would be quite nice, get rested up in time for early 2021, whenever that may be. We don't have an exact date yet. But yes, that's that. I just thought I'd let you know that that's something that I'm going to have to deal with. So, it is upsetting to me. I'm not going to lie and say that, this is totally fine. I understand why they've done it, but it's still upsetting. And I wish they'd have not given us a release date and then said 2022 rather than giving us 2021 and then letting us down by putting it to 2022. But again, for the right reasons. Now, they have said that news will be coming out on regular intervals between now and the actual release of the game, whenever that may be, starting with Cathay tomorrow, which is, of course, very exciting. And, of course, will be covered here on the channel. So, if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. And everything will be broken down. Trailers, news, blog posts, whatever we get, it'll all be broken down on the channel because, you got to get that content somehow. So, aside from news, I do actually have a fair bit of content for Total War Warhammer 2 laid out. I've got a big list of ideas that I can do to cover. For example, just to let you in on some stuff, I'm going to break down every single DLC, going from the start of the game's life cycle all the way to the end. I also thought it'd be quite cool to do a history of Total War Warhammer 2 and go through the different patches, the different DLC releases, the different versions, before factions were buffed or debuffed. I just thought that'd be a really interesting one. My friends gave me the idea, and it was a really good idea, so I'm definitely going to steal it. Yeah, don't worry about the channel. I've still got plenty of content for Warhammer 2, but still don't be surprised if you see other content like I did the Anno video a couple of weeks back, and I have plans to do one non-Warhammer video at least per month, and, if I start to really run out of ideas, then you may see a little bit more than that. Yes, don't be afraid to try out some different games, and not just from me, all the Total War Warhammer 2 YouTubers are going to be not struggling at the moment, but, when there's nothing being updated in the game, it is essentially, the last major update that we got is probably going to be that Cav one, so the game isn't really going to change in much of a way other than slight tweaks here and there. So do be sure to give, the other Warhammer channels a chance if they do some other content because, you might enjoy it and you might find someone else that you enjoy. Even if it isn't Total Warhammer 2, it doesn't mean that you can't get some enjoyment or some interest out of it. Lastly, I just want to reiterate this. If you're feeling angry about this, which is completely understandable, please don't take out on the developers or CA or, you know, any of the content creators. We definitely didn't have any control over it. The majority of people at C8 don't have any control over it. They're going to be just as disappointed as you are. So please don't send any hate their way and start berating them on social media or anything like that. If you have a pre-order and you've now lost faith, then by all means refund it, and then when it gets close to release, you can make the decision if you want to pick it up or not. But that's totally your decision to make. I think you just have to bear in mind that, as they have said, this delay will allow them to deliver a more complete product when Warhammer 2 does eventually release. So just be very grateful that they're not pushing it out and it's going to be a buggy mess and we all end up being basically beta testers for the first year of the game's life cycle. Hopefully, when we get our hands on Warhammer 3, it'll be a more complete experience and a more enjoyable experience. But that is just about everything I have to say on this. I'm sorry for my low energy in this video. I really didn't feel it was... I've got a ghost in my light bulbs, apparently. Yeah, I really didn't feel like it was the right mood to get all high energy and stuff for something like this, because it is disappointing. I didn't want to lie to you. I'm, of course, disappointed. But don't lose hope, because the game will eventually come out, and it will eventually be good. I can't remember what the quote is or who said it, but it was something like, a good game eventually comes out. A game that is rushed out bad is forever bad. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something along those lines. Basically, if you wait for a game to come out and it's good, then that's better than rushing it to get released and it's bad. There you go. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the supporters on Patreon, Twitch, and of course here on YouTube. Kobe said so. Nature Boy LC. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you very much for watching. And for now, I've been COLONELDAMNEDERS, and I'll see you tomorrow.